I'll probably make a part 2 on this if I find any more weird Nintendo add-ons. I don't think I forgot any. Please don't let that be foreshadowing. We're back. In my last video, I thought I had covered all the weird Nintendo add-ons that I had to cover. I mean, how can you go any further with a freaking Game Boy printer? Boy, how I was wrong. And today, we'll be seeing all of the Nintendo add-ons that I didn't talk about in the last video. If you recall in my last video, I mentioned this one item called the Game Boy printer a lot. Mainly because I thought it was very stupid someone decided to add one of these to a Game Boy of all things. But no matter how dumb I call the Game Boy printer, none of it could have prepared me for what I found out after that video.
Someone made a Game Boy sewing machine.
I am not making this up. Someone actually made this. It even has its own cartridge, its own special Game Boy cartridge for a sewing machine. A sewing machine. A sewing. I really wish I had more information on this. Right now, all I have is one info commercial and a picture. And even the picture I have of it is just a screenshot from the commercial. So, yeah. I don't know much about this, but all I know is that whoever made this, what were they doing? Moving on from the Game Boy, now we got something that is actually pretty amazing. It's for the NES and it's called the U-Force. And it supposedly doesn't have any controls, no buttons. All you need is your hands.
This is U-Force. No buttons, no joystick. You got hands, you can do this.
This U-Force device was controlled with a bunch of motion sensors that when you put your fist or hand or really anything in front of it, it would simulate that in the game. And it was honestly kind of cool.
U-Force. For Nintendo. U-Force. U-Force. Nothing but you, and the game.
With the U-Force power field, nothing comes between you and the game.
U-Force.
But believe it or not, there was actually a different type of motion sensor used for the NES that had the same goal with immersing you into the game. Now, it's not anything like the U-Force, where there's no controls. There's controllers to this thing. It's just not in the way you would expect it. What's the object in question? A glove. I'm not kidding, it's a glove. And while the U-Force commercial went hard to drive in your head what this thing was capable of, I mean, that commercial for the U-Force said the name of the product probably like 18 times and I'm still watching it. The commercial for the Power Glove tried to go even harder on drilling into your head what this thing could do. Actually, now that I recall about it, I don't think it even tells you what it could do. The commercial just speaks for itself.
the Power Glove for your Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you and the games are one. The Power Glove. Everything else is child's play.
Also, is it just me, or do those commercials have very similar qualities? Like, think about it. Both commercials consist of one kid in a dark, empty room with nothing but a giant screen with the product in their hands. They're interacting with the product. Like, look at this side-by-side comparison. They're almost identical. And speaking of Power Glove, here's what I think it may have looked like. Drum roll, please. What? This is the Power Glove. I'm just kidding. I don't actually own the Power Glove, but this is just pretty much what it was. I still find it kind of weird that somebody thought it was a good idea to turn a controller into a glove. Like, what's next, a shoe? And with that concludes our episode of Nelson Game Review. I don't actually know of any more game add-ons, and I'm honestly hoping that I don't find any more, because I gotta get back to my, throwback series, because I'm also working on a video, at this very moment. It's a part 2 to that. And if I come up with a part 3 for these video game add-on videos, then I don't think I'm going to get any other of my projects done. So, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!